G'day guys, welcome back to Alliance War. This is episode 9 of season 59. So unfortunately our winning streak has come to an end. We dropped to SGA by 4 deaths or so. They did pretty well, doing sub 10, which is sort of our target for each war. So unfortunately didn't make it this time, but we can definitely get back on the winners list with this one. We are taking 6 fights in today's war. And our opponent is DD13. They are just pretty similar to us in terms of consistent masters, building on top 10 most seasons. Our team today is our 7-star rank 4 Hood, our 7-star rank 4 Bastion, and our 7-star rank 3 Galan. So we will be starting with our non-recoil masteries. We're going to be starting with a couple of Galan fights and also Hood. We've got a Bastion fight squeezed in there, but we don't really need recoils for that. We will turn on recoils for our last Bastion fights on the mini bosses though. We're starting on path 6 actually. I don't know if I've taken this new path 6 at all, so this might be the first time, but we're taking a Peni park here with Galan. It's a pretty standard fight. I have to admit that I didn't play this optimally well. I forgot that when you just hit into her block, even without the auto block, she triggers the power lock passively, and so that's a very easy way to ramp up Galan rather than just hitting her normally. It's good to here. I should just be hitting her block now rather than just hitting her normally. I would have been fully ramped so far already, but I wasn't aware of the interaction. So in the future, if I do see this matchup again, I'll definitely do it, because you can see this one hit in the block there was 40 harvest. But we do, I think, we want to bait a special one, I'm not sure why, but I throw an early harvest. I thought this might kill, didn't quite, does about 220k. Yeah, it's pretty sad that one harvest that didn't go for a single harvest, but this next few hits will get it down after this Volta runs out. Alright, next up we have a Domino. Now this is a bit of a tricky fight because, well, it's a good placement because it's on Phantom Bleed, and Domino, so there's about a 50% chance on each hit that you give the defender a bleed, and then Domino has a very high chance to purify those bleeds and gain power from those. So you can see here she will purify a lot of these bleeds and gain power. So you can see she's already almost at 2 bars. The reason Bastion is a great Domino counter is because his infection charges can actually prevent crit fail. Unfortunately, I went for a parry stun when she was lucky, and so that reduced so when she's lucky, she reduces stun durations, and unfortunately she parried my heavy attack, and that ate the whole invulnerability boost. But I've actually only taken 1 tick of crit fail damage so far in this fight. That's where all of our health losses come from. Obviously, because we're not a robot, we can't benefit from willpower here and exhaustions, but that's fine. Like, we're really not going to take much damage in this fight. It's a very safe option for this. Even without recoils, you know, we're doing really well here, and I'm pretty ready to go for our special one here. Even though she's lucky, like, we're triggering the burst on pretty much every single hit, and it's almost getting her down. I think if she wasn't lucky, that probably potentially would have killed her. Unfortunately, didn't quite get there. With the disintegration vulnerability as well added on top of that, does it really nicely, because she gets the disintegration vulnerability when she fails a crit fail, if that makes sense. Next up, we're on to path 5, so we're taking a Mega Sentinel. I did have a pretty dodgy fight against Mega Sentinel a few wars ago, but I think that was path 5 section 1, this is path 5 section 2. So this is Ebb and Flow Intercept rather than Knockdown. So we will trigger a couple of armor up bars. We have to be careful that we don't trigger her auto block, because that will stun us and then she'll be able to retaliate and incinerate us, and that can be very dangerous. So we're going to play it safe here. We do get a falter here, which we wait out. I want to intercept pretty much right before I trigger the final harvest, so that we don't have that. I'm not sure if damage will capture our protection. I don't think it will, but I didn't want to take any chances with it. If someone knows for sure, let me know. But we're doing pretty well here. We're ultimately in combos, so we don't give her too many armor ups. But obviously a couple is nice because it helps our harvest. We do a nice intercept there, and then one harvest does finish her off. We finish on a full yellow bar, although we don't have any more Galan fights. Next up is a Deathless Thanos. Bit of a strange placement. You normally, because Deathless Thanos is such a good defender, you typically would see him on a mini boss, or even on the boss island somewhere, but no, they placed him on the path, which is definitely strange. But we're using Hood. We don't need any synergies for Hood because this is actually our only Hood fight for the war, and Hood can get so many charges back from Thanos because he just gets so many buffs, like the Fury buff and the Energize buffs and stuff like that. I'm sure there's others as well that I can't remember right now. Yeah, he's a pretty good counter for this, not only because of the buff control, but also he's got very easy access to intercepts with his invisibility. Unfortunately, we didn't trigger the intercept there, but we did there after our special 2. And you can see we're getting so many bullets back from baiting the special 1, and also just nullifying buffs. I throw one more special 2 there. I wanted to definitely trigger our heavy when the protection was down. So I think I trigger a heavy here, that gets into his 50% protection. I have taken a few Deathless Thanoses with Hood this season, and it's not a great matchup because each Hood each bullet detonates on its own. And so, like, let's say you detonate 100 bullets, if the second one triggers protection, then the other 98 aren't going to do any damage because the protection kicks in first. So you definitely want to go, it's better to go for a series of small detonations rather than one big one against Deathless Thanos, which is it's just the way the bullets work. So we get a nice intercept there into a special 2. That gets him actually to the 25% protection, so I was pretty confident that one more heavy here could finish him off. Unfortunately, we triggered the Unstoppable right at the end with our striker. And then the protection came back up, so we didn't want to detonate the bullets with protection up. Although we probably maybe could have been close to killing. So we want to get one more intercept here, which we do, and then he goes down, and we end on pretty much a full yellow bar. So now we want to turn our recoils because we're taking on 2 rank 4s on the mini bosses. So they're starting off with an Onslaught. This is on Power Focus 2, and also Scared Steer Bubble Shield. Power Focus 2 is a really good node for us because we have psychic shielding, so we can dex that special 2 with complete confidence because we don't have to worry about reverse controls or anything. And then we don't have to worry about the special 1 at all. So we dex the special 2 here. Obviously the special 2 does take a bit of time, and so if you're not quick at punishing that special 2, you can get rooted, so you got to be careful you don't do that. But it can happen if he's a bit turtly with throwing a special 2. But luckily here he was throwing it pretty frequently, which was nice. Throw out special 2 to get the Furies. We do have one disintegration vulnerability here. Then we'll trigger a second one, and then this special 1 finishes him off. So pretty standard Bastion versus Onslaught. He is one of the best counters, if not the best. Next up is a Bullseye. So he really is good for Bullseye into war, just super safe. I think I've taken, I'm not sure if I've taken one this season with him. I definitely took a lot of them in the Big Thing Wars last season. We start off with a heal block and power lock though, which kind of sucks, which means we can't get ramped up for a while. We don't trigger our regen buffs at the start, but that's fine because the bleeds and the poisons there don't do any damage anyway. And we'll trigger the regens anyway from when he tries to bleed us from a special 1 or a special 2. Or just any hits in a block really. We get a special 1 here. We can definitely be dexing a lot of these hits, but we don't really need to. And the regen's going to top us back off anyway. He does get a little bit of extra damage on the special 1 because of reverberation prowess. I want to throw frequent heavies to get the pursuit off. You get the pursuit on the first hit of your heavy attack, and then you get the disintegration on your second hit of the heavy attack. So we've got our special 2 Furies up now, so we basically want to just heavy chain into a special 1 now, which we can do right here. The first hit triggers pursuit, disintegration, and then this pretty much does the trick. Bang. So that was our war today, guys. Really fun Bastion fights in particular. Hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, pretty solid. We're up to 93% now solo rate. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.